Okay, great. Then I officially welcome you to the 7th edition of Icebreakers. Wow, it's already the 7th edition, and we're very happy that we can welcome another 5 new and very interesting startups to present themselves to our community virtually. And well, it's a special edition because Hugo, our community relations manager, is back. He actually introduced the Icebreakers session, but then he went away for a parental leave. And so I'd like to open the stage to him first so he can introduce himself again and also say a couple of words or sentences what his responsibilities are actually right now.
Thanks, Selma. First of all, that's way too much credit for me, so I don't think I deserve all of it. But hello, everybody. My name is Hugo. As Selma said, I am in charge of community relation and startup partner relation, basically being the face of Tech Quartier to our startup community and also making sure to connect the dot between the various stakeholders of Tech Quartier. So if you're a new member, the odds are that I onboarded you to the community, explain how you can leverage all of our different tools, including the icebreaker. So the concept of the icebreaker is very, very simple. Essentially, it's to allow startups to present themselves over and above a 2-line description or a 2-minute pitch. It's actually a 5-minute pitch. So we get to hear a little more of the story, the background, and understand the solutions better. As Selma said, I was away for 3 months, but I am very happy to see that the format kept on running, that it was well attended. And yeah, we're looking forward to improve the formula as well as we move forward. So I think I'm going to take it back after today. And basically, I think we already have the number 8 set up for November 18th. So yeah, thanks again to the startups who are presenting. I think even for us at Tech Quartier, the team is really great to hear more about what you work on. And yeah, I'll leave it at that for now, but looking forward to hear all of you.
Thank you very much, Hugo. So we also have like a couple of introductory words from our managing director.
So what can I add more? Thanks a lot. I just want to say that I really appreciated to see you, to get in touch with some of you. I had already some first calls. Good to see that you made the journey and joined our community. We are now at 324 startups that joined our community. Perhaps interesting to you, roughly 33% are Frankfurt region based. The rest is beyond Frankfurt and the region. 25% really covering like Europe and the rest of the world. I think that shows that Tech Quartier is becoming a more and more globally connected community, and that is, I think, only positive, because if we want to really drive innovation, corporate innovation, we need the smartest solutions. And I hope that in one or the other way, you are part of contributing to the whole innovation ecosystem, that you get connected. So I wish you all the best, and I hope to reconnect sometime soon. Enjoy the session. Thanks.
Great. Thank you for your words, Sebastian. So as Sebastian and Hugo already told, we want to use formats like this also as a format to not only connect community members within the network, but also our different partners like corporates or also public institutions. And today we're actually having someone from IBM here. So I'd like to open the stage for Janina, I guess, so she could tell a couple of words what they're actually looking for or how they can help startups, technology startups, with their expertise and offers.
Hey everyone, thank you, Selma. I'm Janina, and together with my colleagues Isabel and Jens, I'm responsible for the startup program at IBM in the DACH region. And yeah, I'm really happy to take part in the session today, and I'm looking forward to getting to know you and listen to your pitches in a second. But first, I wanted to talk about our role at Tech Quartier. As a partner of TQ, we are hosting meetups, education sessions on all different kinds of technology topics. Of course, they're all virtual right now. So keep your eyes open. We are happy to have you as participants and connect with you. What I want to highlight today is our cloud offering for startups, because as a startup, you can get free access to our technology in our public cloud. We have over 190 services that you can use with that offering. You might have heard of our AI services under the brand IBM Watson. These services are also included, but also everything regarding infrastructure, blockchain. It's a really great offering. You just have to fill out a quick registration form and you will get access to your cloud account with $1,000 worth of credits a month for a full year. I can only recommend to check it out and register. It's with no strings attached, so you don't have any obligations. You can just experiment a little bit with all the different services. We also support you with an onboarding session if you're interested in that. And yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to connect with me on LinkedIn or via mail or later in the session. And yeah, I'm going to put some links in the chat and can maybe share a little slide with you later, but now I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. And
Okay, great. Thank you a lot, Janina, for presenting yourself on IBM. So a couple of short words about the agenda. You can find again in the chat box the pitch order. You will have, the startups will have 5 minutes to pitch, and after each pitch, they will follow a 5-minute Q&A session where we as Tech Quartier, but also you as startups or corporate partners can ask further questions to get to know them. But don't worry, if you are too shy to ask questions, you will have the opportunity to afterwards connect with them. We will share a type form with you via Eventbrite, but also in the chat box again, where you can indicate again with whom you'd like to connect and where we should do introductions. By using Typeform and having the ability to record the sessions, we were able to scale these formats right now and already could facilitate almost over 30 introductions the last couple of Icebreakers sessions. So yeah, so I would say we can start with the first pitch. Yeah, Ankit from Bobble AI.
Thank you so much, Clement, Hugo and Dr. Sebastian and all the Tech Quarter team for giving me the opportunity to present today. Hello everyone, I am Ankit Prasad, the founder and CEO at Bobble AI. We are an AI innovation company based out of New Delhi, India. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
All right, so Bobble AI is world's first conversation media platform. This is the new category that we have invented, which is very similar to social media platforms, but focusing upon conversations and enriching everyday smartphone conversations with various products and technologies that include keyboard, content, languages, and voice-related technologies. A quick summary of where we stand right now. Our category is big, it's needed, and it's proven. We are the highest rated and most engaged keyboard technology in the world, proven by third-party data platforms. We have grown 5 times in last 12 months. We have a strong product R&D team of 50 plus working out of New Delhi, India. And we have raised close to $10 million from marquee investors. These include venture capital firms like SAP Partners, strategic partners like phone manufacturer Xiaomi or Apple, which is a listed company in the mobile marketing domain, and various veteran entrepreneurs who have created unicorns in the past. There are 18 such angel investors. So today I wanted to present one of our key offering in the German as well as European market, which we call as conversational banking. A new way, we have reimagined how banking and payments function in the smartphone, and we have tried to innovate there with our white label keyboard technology solution. So I'll just start with a quick video to demonstrate the product, and then I'll come back to the pitch.
People all over the world are messaging. Every conversation carries an intent, and every intent drives to some decision. Introducing social banking solutions for your bank, powered by Bobble AI. Bobble AI brings an easy-to-integrate white-label keyboard SDK. Your bank keyboard is user-friendly and super easy to set up. Your users make it their default keyboard in just 2 taps, enable keyboard, and set it default. Users can now send or request money quickly while chatting in any app and share your branded receipts, with your apps link across popular social apps, making your brand viral. With our typing intent detection technology, you can now target the right users to cross-sell your services like loans and investments, easily and efficiently in real time. Literally a keyboard to success. Get higher usage and adoption across apps. Get higher reach and virality, leading to increased user lifetime value and revenue. Get an edge over your competitors with our white label keyboard solution.
Yes, so as you saw, the core USP of our product is providing banking solution in the fingertips of end consumers via a white label keyboard SDK that gets integrated within the existing mobile application of the banks and fintech companies. We know that keyboard is one of the most extensively used feature in the smartphone, but it has always been treated as a utility. We are evolving that utility now into a platform, and we can embed banking and similar functionalities into the keyboard. If we look at some of the data points, people spend 30 minutes over the keyboard out of 3.5 hours that they spend on their smartphone. And they make more than 100 sessions, 120 times they open the keyboard out of 400 times that they unlock their device. So clearly it is one of the most extensively used feature on the smartphone. And we see that keyboard, because of having access to conversations, is able to derive signals out of the conversations, and these signals help us in taking decisions, right? And these signals are mapped with some of the banking services and help in cross-selling and positioning the right product and service at the right time to the right user. I know there will be a question around data privacy and security. Be assured, everything we are doing is under is GDPR compliant, and we are legally as well as ethically compliant to all the data privacy and security laws in the world. Yes, so it's a keyboard SDK. Once it goes inside the banking application, we have a banner that let the end consumer or end customer enable the keyboard as the default keyboard in the phone. Once it's enabled as the default keyboard, wherever you are, whether you are on WhatsApp or Telegram, WeChat, Instagram Direct, Facebook, you are always on this banking keyboard. And I'm taking example of one of our pitch decks to make it relatable. We replicate all the existing functionalities of the mobile application into the keyboard, be it payments, be it transaction history, credit card related functionalities, investments, loans, offers and promotions, and various other things. And we help position the bank as the bank of choice. We increase the customer satisfaction levels, the depth of customer relationship, and the strength of brand positioning. You saw already, how seamless the payments become when it is triggered through the keyboard onto the chat app. Similarly, we have cross-selling functionalities wherein when we
you have 1 more minute.
Sure, sure. So when we detect that there is an intent around, let's say, lending, or for that matter, any other services, we non-intrusively prompt a user to capture capture the intent and capture the value into the real transaction. People don't have to leave the flow of conversation. Everything happens within the chat app itself via the keyboard. There could be functionalities like stock market ticker or a football game ticker, some things like that, which are live functionalities that allows you to remain updated with things that interest you, things that matter to you. Apart from that, we have functionalities like super app. We can include micro applications for shopping, e-commerce, and food ordering and so on. There are expressive functionalities like stickers, gifs, and emojis, making your conversation much more lively and fun. And also inserting brands. We let brands or our partners remain connected with the end customers via the different kinds of updates that they can show on the keyboard itself. And on the background, there is a data infrastructure that we provide to the banking partners and the fintech partners who can use this data to understand the audience segments and target the right user at the right time via other channels as well. Yes, it's completely safe and secure. We do all the processing on the device. There is an on-device AI engine that processes the data and derives signals out of it. There is no personally identifiable information, and no information is taken to the server.
I
Yes.
need to cut you off.
Yeah. And we
Okay,
are happy
perfect.
yeah.
So
I'm done.
Okay, there will be many more opportunities. Really, really great journey, great story. I think a lot to talk about. As follow-up, yeah.
Yes.
So first, does anyone from the audience has a question? You can put your questions into the, exactly the chat box as Hugo did, or you can also unmute yourself and ask something. So, okay. So I would start with the question from Hugo. So do you work with banks already in India? If so, who are the decision makers within the banks? And with whom do you usually discuss your solution?
That's a great question, Hugo. Yes, we do work with two of the leading banks in India and one of the leading banks in Southeast Asia. We also are in advanced stages of discussion with some of the European as well as Australian banks. And typically, we see, the CIOs and the chief digital officers are the right person to connect with because they have the people who have customer experience, engagement, as well as revenue as their KPIs. We impact positively the customer engagement, satisfaction, as well as revenue via cross-selling. So CIOs and chief digital officers would be the perfect person to reach out to. And there are channel partners that typically help us in closing the deals because these channel partners are the system integrators and they are already working with large banks in the world. It helps because they are already into the business. They just need to make a cross-sell our product and offering. So we work with channel partners like HCL Technologies, which is one of the leading system integrators for European banks as well. I think there's another question around advertising. Can brands ship in their content if you saw? That's exactly what we do as one of the revenue models. Yes, we allow brands to enter into the conversation by creating their branded stickers, GIFs, and emojis. Brands aspire to be a part of day-to-day conversations. We make it possible. Many of the chat applications do not have brand integrations in place. In fact, all the largest chat applications do not entertain brands, but we create a provision for brands to enter into the conversation via branded stickers, GIFs, and emojis. And people also love to share such branded content during their conversation.
Great, very cool. Thank you for answering the questions. We would now move forward to Bodyguard.
Thank you. Just going to share my screen. Hi, everybody. Hope everyone is fine. My name is Mathieu, and I'm the managing director at Bodyguard. It's amazing what you can do with a keyboard. With Bobo, you can pay a friend in 2 clicks. but the other side effects of using a keyboard, which is online hate. I think needless to talk about it in details, but there are 3 data points that I'd like to highlight this morning. Is the effect on people. More than 60 people commit suicide every year in Europe because of online hate. And around 42% of children have been cyberbullied. If you look at social media overall, that's 1% of comments which are hateful, which is enormous. That's the effects on people, but it also has effect on businesses. Social media conversations are important for businesses and for platforms. And wherever you've got hate, users leave the platforms. You don't get as much retention. You don't get as much engagement. And at times, if you're a brand, you can get some really harmful reputation consequences. There were some studies that was made 2 years ago showing that 25% of largest advertising brands have cut their digital budget due to major brand safety. So that's the world we live in. And if you look at the US, I think you've got a clear picture of what I'm talking about. So that's why we created Bodyguard. Our mission is simple. The mission is to create a technology that can detect online hate. To do that, we've got a really strong team. So the founder started coding at the age of 10, and he was pretty good in Java at the age of 12. I'm myself a social entrepreneur. I founded a few startups before joining Bodyguard. And now we've got a team with like 7 developers and 3 NLP experts and supporting by business and operation managers. Let's talk about what's important is the tech. The tech is how we detect online hate and toxic comments. The tech is embedded in 3 products. The first one is an app. It's a B2C app that is connected to your social networks. And it connects to YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter. The second product is a family offer. The idea is to alert parents in real time when their children are cyberbullied online. And the last one is a SaaS, which is a solution for businesses to protect their own platforms. I'm going to pause quickly on the tech, how it works, because you're going to say YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, they don't even manage to moderate their own platforms. How do we do that? So after 3 years of R&D, I think we got to a really good place when it comes to moderation. This is how it works. The first step is to clean the comments. Most of the times there are typos, emojis, internationally censored words. And so we clean the sentence so we clearly understand what it is. Then we look at words, group of words, which could be harmful. And then, which is very important, is to look at the context. The context is what it's written before, what's written after, the connection between 2 people, and especially who the content and the comment is directed to. This is really important. It makes a massive difference when it comes to moderation. And lastly, and this is our vision for moderation, moderation should be individual. A platform should not, force you to think about ideas or political ideas. So you set up your own moderation rules. So we match the result we got from the comments to your own moderation rules. And with that, it gives a verdict. Hateful, not hateful, positive. And this is our business model, and this is how our company operates. At Hurt, we are a social business. The B2C, so the app is for free. Today, we protect more than 50,000 users, amongst them really famous YouTubers, politicians, a lot of journalists. They're all very satisfied with the app. So we've got a 97% satisfaction rate. And we are really happy with that. We protect people who make millions every month, but we don't want to charge them anything because we think that online hate should not be part of the social conversation. And how do we survive? We've got the B2B part, which is our technology offered to any platforms who need to moderate their own platforms. Every time you've got user-generated content, you need a moderation tool, and we are the best one on the market. We've got resellers, lots of clients in the gaming industry, and also in the media environments. Finishing with a few kudos we received. This is myself, this is Charles. You know, we think we've got a great tech, but we're not the only ones. So we received some awards from Google themselves, saying that we've got a really strong tech. The founder is a Forbes 30 under 30. We received some awards, especially on democracy. So we work a lot with newspapers and media, because we do protect a lot of the content and journalists. And we also recognize as a really strong AI technology. Lots of corporate partners, and also a lot of media coverage. Yeah, you know, online aid is a pretty hot topic, and we have a very strong voice on it, and especially in France and in the US at the moment. Thank you for your time, and happy to take any questions.
Great, thank you. So if anyone from the audience has a question, unmute yourself or type your questions into the chat form. Okay, so Hugo has the first question. How do you moderate hateful content that doesn't use trigger words?
Yeah, very interesting. It's all about the connection between two people. It's called metadata. So we look at the connection between two, and with that, we are able to understand if there is irony, if the two person are friends, and we also manually add some patterns into the tech. So the tech is both an AI, but also a manually added platform.
Okay, great. So, okay.
I've also one question. Sorry. First of all, extremely interesting. Wow. I would like to know, what are the consequences? So if there's something completely going wrong in a conversation or anything, what do you actually do to calm the situation down or clear it?
On the one hand, on the application, we give our users the ability to delete the comments before they reach them. You know, online hate and cyberbullying, for example, it hurts when you receive the message. So we need to cut the message to get to a person before I reach it. So that's number one. On the B2B side, it depends on the clients. Some clients want firstly to read and make sure that the comments are not hateful and then publish it. Or they trust us, and in most cases they trust us to remove comments on their behalf. The idea is to protect as many people as possible, and protection is before like toxic comments get to people.
Okay, thank you. So we have time for another one or two questions. Hugo just had another question. What happens in case of false positives? How do you implement them in your model? And yeah.
Yeah, false positive is a really big topic, and that's how we differentiate ourselves. We pride ourselves to have only a 2% false positive rate. For everybody in the audience, a false positive is when you delete a comment by mistake. And for that, on the application, people or users can report false positive, so they can tell us when we got it wrong. And with 3 years of the app released on the market, we receive, like data to improve our system. So the app is for free, but the app also helps us to improve our false positive detection. And to do that, we've got an NLP team which daily looks at our deleted comments and see if we make any mistakes there.
Okay, very cool. So would you say that the ability of your technology is better than the hate comment detectors at Facebook?
I'm going to say yes. So before joining Bodyguard, actually I spent 7 years at Google. So I know very much the algorithms over there. So yes, we do better than them. For one simple reason is that we build the tech around cyberbullying. Our moderation tool is to protect people and not protecting platforms in the first place. And what you need to understand here is that we've built the tech to make sure we understand when a comment is directed to a person. So we make a huge difference between you are stupid and then he's stupid. It's not the same thing at all. And once you create that into your system, you can better understand the issue as a whole.
Okay, one last question. So is the solution only applicable for English and French, or which languages do you cover? Keep it short.
English, Italian, French, next year, Spanish, Portuguese, German.
Okay, perfect. Thank you a lot. So we're moving forward to the next startup. Unfortunately, Lucas from Omocom will not be able to join us because he had some delays. So I would like to ask Konstantin from Graph Lake to continue instead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, and you get 10 minutes then. No, just kidding.
I believe that I don't need that much time. Okay, so now can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So yeah, I would like to introduce the concept that I have. I will tell a little bit about me. So I am new to Tech Quartier, and I am this startup is very on really early stage. And yeah, let's talk about data. So let's talk about some history of data analytics, current state, what can be the next big thing in this domain, and on these thoughts about like the best, the next big thing, I will present two probably interesting solutions, data ecosystems from European cloud called international data spaces, and another concept which is opposite to data lake called data mesh. So first of all, about me. So as I said, I'm just starting this idea. So it's really on a very early stage, but I have experience in data engineering field. So I worked in financial markets, analyzing data. I have worked also in digital advertising company with big data. And this year is really interesting for me. So I've got a lot of different projects with different industries. It's actually one of the best things with data analytics, that it gives possibility to work for different companies from totally different industries. So I worked with insurance, telecom, data exchange project that I will cover later. Also, very big topic is Internet of Things. And currently I am working as a freelancer for one of the biggest German concerns. And we are doing like analytics at scale. It's really a big project inside the company. So this is my name. So this is like a freelance company that I am currently working in, and I am partnering with the following solutions: Databricks, Amazon, and Microsoft Azure. And yeah, all I do is about data lakes. So what are actually data lakes? How we got there? So if we see in the history, yeah, first it was just atomic database, one data source with tables. Then it was probably combined. Two databases become a data warehouse and data lake. is relatively new. It's from 2010. It combines not only structured data, but also unstructured, but it gets the data also to one data source. So many data sources become actually one. And currently we see that this data lake is moving to cloud. So this is the trend. And another trend is with blockchain. So we can see that either it is very centralized solution. So we combine the data, move it to one place, and then analyze, or it is really distributed and totally decentralized solution. So the other solution could be to have in the middle like an authority that will certify all other participants. Yeah, so every data source will be independent, and then they can communicate with each other, and also it will give possibility when implemented in enterprise to perform data analytics at scale. And there are two solutions regarding this approach. One is European cloud. Actually, it is driven by European authorities currently, and it gives possibility to communicate between different companies. And
you have 1 minute left.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've already given you a little bit more time.
Yeah, okay. So this gives a possibility to communicate between companies, and the other approach is data mesh. It gives possibility to decentralize analytics in one company. So the idea behind GraphLake is to solve this problem, exactly the problem of centralization. So we can see that in the middle, there are source teams that just give the data, and then not very happy data engineering, machine learning platform engineers that deal with all these big volumes of data, technical issues, and so on. And it gives not very great value in the end. And the solution is to have, like, again, data as a product with the following features. Yeah, so it should be self-describing, secure. And we can see that these two approaches, they are similar. So to decentralize data is the main idea. Yeah. So yeah, that's all.
Great, thank you. So has anyone from the audience has questions? So my first, okay. Steiko is asking is GraphLake a SaaS or consulting company?
Yeah, that's a good question. It is, as I said, it's really on very early stage. So currently it is pure consulting. So with collaboration with partnership with leaders in this field, which are Databricks, Azure Cloud, and AWS Cloud. But the end goal is to develop a SaaS solution and to compete actually with these big players. Yeah.
So maybe a follow-up question to that. So what are your next milestones in the next couple of years, and what do you think do you need to get to become a SaaS company? Maybe also how can a community like TechVati also help?
Yeah, so I would really appreciate if there are new projects. Yeah, that I have already like a working framework. Yeah, so it can be like deployed, so it's really a quality product, yeah. And it gives also like cost effectiveness. It's really cost effective, scalable, processing data in cloud. So it's already something that can be installed, yeah. And yeah, to have just these use cases, to have new projects, and then to scale it, to hire people to work with this framework, that would be the way to develop this, yeah.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? We have another 2 minutes. So maybe one last question. So does your team consist of you, or how many people are working at GraphLake already?
So we are just 2 people. So the idea to develop it, as I said, is to have a use case. And such a use case is the data from financial markets and from cryptocurrency. And this framework is currently developing, which is driven by these use cases. And of course, this is a big field, yeah, to apply different machine learning algorithms, to clean data, to manage data pipelines. So yeah, currently it's just one project and small team.
Great, thank you. So then we can move to our last startup of the day. Yeah. Hey, look, the stage is yours.
Hey, look. Hey, everybody. First of all, I would like to say thank you for TechQuartier to giving us that opportunity and that stage. And yeah, really interesting stuff, what I've seen so far. First of all, Hey Look is a startup from Frankfurt. So we are from the region, and we exist to make brand, not communication, but brand identity possible for every brand within a few clicks. So if you are a startup or have a brand and you want to have your unique look, you can create it with Hey Look. Currently, we are not yet on the market, so this is a testing environment, but I'm going to quickly click you through what we can do. And Mathieu, if you don't mind, I would like to use Bodyguard as an example. So what you do, you visit our website, and for me, Bodyguard is all about security. So you could have a bunch of logos here, and oh, we even got that arm from Bodyguard. So I quickly pick that, and then I put in the name. And Mathieu, do you have a slogan for Bodyguard?
For sure.
Would you mind sharing it with me?
Yeah, on the app, it's to each his own bodyguard.
Come again, sorry?
To each his own bodyguard.
To each his own bodyguard?
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
To each his own. Too many typos. So now you got that. You chose your logo pretty quickly. You got your brand name and your slogan, and then the magic begins, because you can now choose from a few colors. I saw that the Bodyguard colors is a pretty dark blue and maybe a soft blue, and the third color I saw was something in this beige environment. And now the magic happens, and you can start clicking by choosing themes, and you see in real time how this will affect your design. And you have a couple of examples like letterheads and business cards and a sticker and a website and a bag, to identify actually how your corporate design looks like and what you like best. And there's right now we only have a few themes in here, but later on there will be much more, and you can see by choosing different themes what it actually does to your brand identity and how important it is to have a consistent identity, because you can choose more round shapes or pretty harsh shapes or funky young stuff. And yeah, once you're satisfied with your design, you can choose all kinds of advertising material and produce it. And no matter what you choose, if you go for a website, if you go for social media material, if you go for physical things like letterheads or anything, your design is already perfect in place. All you have to do is put in your content. That might be your name, or if you have, I don't know, if you want to communicate something, you write it down, you choose your typefaces, or you upload pictures, and then it will be delivered a couple of days later to your house. So basically, in a nutshell, this is HeyLook.
Oh, very cool. So I will ask the first question. So you said you're not live yet. When are you gonna be live, and who is going to be like your first target customer?
We hope to be live by December 1st, and our main target group in the beginning will be startups. There are so many brands, small brands, that quickly need a pitch deck or that quickly need an identity, and they can do it with HeyLook within a few clicks. There are also other ways to use us. You can also brief us, then you will get an exclusive logo, and you don't choose something from the pool, what you just saw. Or if you already have an existing logo, it will also be possible for you to upload that logo, and then you can use HeyLook in the same way, in the same system as you have just seen it.
What are the costs of such a brand look? So what's your business model? So as far as I understood, you have like this, probably the SaaS solution, but also upselling opportunities where they get like really exclusive services.
We are not ready yet with the pricing, but everything you have seen here will be below 1,000 euros. So it doesn't matter if you order your exclusive logo. If you have a logo already, it will be really cheap. Our business model will cover for all the logos you're buying, will cover our costs. And later on, when you produce things or order things like a website, a web shop, or you need another 500 business cards, we earn money also with the production.
Okay, so that was
So we are very much against a model where you have a subscription. So you pay once, and then you get the service. And if you need half a year later, you need new letterheads, you just log in, and or whatever you need from communication material, your design is there, and then you just use it.
So I think that was also a question of Ankit. So you do not only charge for the platform, but also for the merchandise or the production.
Sorry, I didn't catch the question. Sorry.
So you're not only charging for the platform, but also the merchandise or the production of the for example, contact cards.
Well, if you buy 500 business cards, you pay the production.
Okay.
And there's a and once you produce, we also earn with that production.
Okay, all right. But there's also a question of Janina. That was also something that interested me. Your solution kind of also reminded me of Canva. So I think it's a little bit more individual and intelligent what you're trying to do, but how do you see yourself? How do you differentiate yourself from Canva? Because many like freelancers or young startups also use that platform to create a first brand identity.
Yeah, of course, Canva is the big cheese in this in this industry. Our main differentiation is the way how we work with themes and the simplicity. So that's something where we are not technologically, but where we are ahead in terms of style and in terms of knowledge of design. But the possibilities you have within Canva are much bigger and more complex than they are within HeyLook. But this is, in my point of view, on our point of view, not an advantage, because with Canva, I'm not able to create a unique look over all different kinds of media. The advantage is to create an absolutely unique look in every how do you say, in every media or in every product itself. And for us, we look at the brand, at the solution, at the entire needs a brand has, and we will cover that in one click. So this is the main differentiation. I hope that makes it clear.
So thank you a lot. We are now actually at the end of the Icebreakers session. As I said and already posted in the chat box, you will receive a type form where you can again indicate if you need any official introduction to the startups or any other participants you've met during this event. We will also share the recording with you within the TQ community, but only we will also ask you to not share it really publicly, because we want to still, for now, want to keep this format more exclusive to the community event. And well, after that, I don't have anything else to say besides thank you a lot. I think we have a lot of different, but also very interesting new startups in our community. And yeah, if you need anything, reach out to us, to Hugo. And if you have left any other questions, I would say goodbye and close the session.
Thank you very much.
Selma. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.